Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday morning, March 15th. And we are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and SPY. So the Walking Dead Algos continue to keep turning one way to the other when you bang on the wall. Right now, this morning, after spending all overnight, up at the upper end of M's range, after M ripped apart the shorts, are now looking to surprise, another gap lower possibly. As saw a headline about French banks being down and the French finance minister declining to comment on why they're down. So that doesn't put too much confidence into markets. This will be our 50th trading day of the year, and we're looking at possibly our 28th gap. Think about that. This is the S&P 500. We're looking at gap on 28 days out of 50. Only 4 have held. So it remains to be seen if that happens in the next 75 minutes. Now remember what I said. We'll look on the daily chart. But even with a gap lower, unless we take out Monday's low, right? We're in a 3-day balance. Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Unless we take out Monday's low, we're still in balance even with the gap. If we take out Monday's low, now you're coming out of a 3-day balance to the downside. The weekly still is an outside week down. Obviously, it's a weekly, so we'll see if that comes back into play. Right now, we're trading in SPY at 384.82. Last week's low was 384.32. So they're attempting to get back down to last week's low and have the outside week down start being profitable again. Remains to be seen if it is. 2.5 million on the tape so far, pre-market, not bad. Yesterday was the third heaviest volume of the year. Our 3 heaviest volumes of the year have come in the last 3 days. Yesterday was just under 150 million. So they've lessened each day, but they're still very good. Volatility, volume, range. Lifeline of a trader, that's all we can ask for. So as far as, let's see the other ones real quickly. NQ, doing the same thing. Look at NQ. NQ actually was trading above yesterday's high in the overnight. Now they're below yesterday's low. Righty, obviously, with bank issues, will probably be acting the worst. Look at them. 3-day balance. Look where they're trading right now. Right at the bottom of their 3-day balance. Remember, balance rules are more powerful and more important to me than gap rules. So keep that in mind to see if they defend the balance or not. Now, as far as we're concerned, remember we had an 18-wide overnight POC. Not last night, but the previous night. We never hit it. Now, I carry 15 or more forward from the overnights. It might become an upside destination now. Okay, so here's what I would look at. If we do gap lower, again, it depends on the size of the gap. That 18-wide POC is around the 0.175 level. The gap fill is around 0.5 1/4. That's a decent risk-reward short if we push up to there the first time to see if it becomes a speed bump. The fact that we traded above it, the fact that we trade below it possibly, when we did all that business there, tells me we just might spend some time there. So if we're to get up there, it's a decent risk-reward against the gap. If the gap fills, I wouldn't get out right away. See how the gap reacts. Sometimes they just fill it and that's it. If we start getting any acceleration back into yesterday's range, then that short is over. Quite simply because there's nothing inside of yesterday's range again. We did not have a wide POC. We did not have an afternoon rally high. We had nothing. So first things first would be to see if they can get back into value. If they can do that, they can eat away yesterday's range. But that, again, it's baby steps. First things first, if they gap, is to see if they can get back to the 18-wide overnight and fill the gap. So that would be a short area for me. As far as a long, maybe if in the next 75 minutes, the gap becomes a lot bigger, first time against the balance low, I would take a long, only an A period, to see if we get an inventory adjustment then. Okay? So those are the 2 early plays. Again, it's a fluent situation, a lot happening here. So again, if you're in the trading room, this is a live webinar for 6.5 hours. And then just quickly on the chart, we'll show you the daily. That's the one that matters. So 3-day balance, looking to gap lower. This is the bottom of our balance. Remember, if we get acceptance below this Monday's low, our target becomes December 22nd's low of 374.77. So again, you're talking about another $6 to the downside to test the bottom of this previous balance. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to this YouTube channel. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.